Imagine waking up to a notification that doesn't just trend, it shatters the digital landscape. We've seen King Harris, the son of T.I. and Tiny, grab headlines for his outbursts and standing on business. But nobody, and I mean nobody, expected him to press the nuke button on his own family. The rumor mill is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour because the unthinkable has happened. King Harris has allegedly leaked a private, archived video involving his mother, Tiny Harris, and the king of petty himself, 50 Cent. But the video was just the spark. What followed was a high-stakes, physical confrontation in the streets of Atlanta that reportedly ended with sirens, flashing lights, and the G-Unit mogul, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, being led away in handcuffs. How did we get here? How did a decade-old tension between T.I. and 50 Cent manifest into a generational explosion involving a son turning against his mother? This isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a Shakespearean tragedy played out on Instagram Live and police body cams. We're diving deep into the hidden resentments of the Harris household, the specific contents of that leaked footage that sent 50 Cent into a blind rage, and the moment the clash turned into a legal nightmare. The industry is silent, the fans are screaming, and the footage is being scrubbed from the web as we speak. But the damage is done. Was this a calculated move by King to finally step out of his father's shadow? Or has he just dismantled the Harris empire for a few million clicks? Stay tuned, because the details of this arrest and the shocking clash that preceded it are more volatile than anyone realized. Let's break down the chaos, frame by frame. Imagine waking up to a notification that doesn't just trend, it shatters the digital landscape. We've seen King Harris, the son of T.I. and Tiny, grab headlines for his outbursts and standing on business. But nobody, and I mean nobody, expected him to press the nuke button on his own family. The rumor mill is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour because the unthinkable has happened. King Harris has allegedly leaked a private, archived video involving his mother, Tiny Harris, and the king of petty himself, 50 Cent. But the video was just the spark. What followed was a high-stakes, physical confrontation in the streets of Atlanta that reportedly ended with sirens, flashing lights, and the G-Unit mogul, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, being led away in handcuffs. How did we get here? How did a decade-old tension between T.I. and 50 Cent manifest into a generational explosion involving a son turning against his mother? This isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a Shakespearean tragedy played out on Instagram Live and police body cams. We're diving deep into the hidden resentments of the Harris household, the specific contents of that leaked footage that sent 50 Cent into a blind rage, and the moment the clash turned into a legal nightmare. The industry is silent, the fans are screaming, and the footage is being scrubbed from the web as we speak. But the damage is done. Was this a calculated move by King to finally step out of his father's shadow? Or has he just dismantled the Harris empire for a few million clicks? Stay tuned, because the details of this arrest and the shocking clash that preceded it are more volatile than anyone realized. Let's break down the chaos, frame by frame. To understand why King Harris would ever release sensitive footage of his mother, we have to look at the pressure cooker he's been living in. For years, King has fought a losing battle against the public perception that he's a privileged silver spoon kid trying to act tough. This internal identity crisis finally met a target: the history of his parents' public lives. The footage in question isn't a modern clip. According to insiders, King stumbled upon an old hard drive containing BTS footage from the early 2010s, a period where T.I. and 50 Cent were constantly trading shots in the media, yet occasionally crossing paths at industry events. The video allegedly shows a moment of unexpected familiarity between Tiny and 50 Cent backstage at an awards show. While not necessarily explicit, the energy of the video suggested a level of disrespect toward T.I. that the public was never meant to see. When King uploaded the snippet to his close friends list, it took less than 60 seconds for a screen recording to hit social media. The internet erupted. The narrative immediately shifted from King's usual antics to a full-blown assault on Tiny's reputation. For King, this wasn't about hurting his mother, at least not in his mind. In his twisted logic, he was exposing the fakes and showing the world that the industry icons everyone looks up to are just as messy as the streets he claims to represent. He wanted to burn the house down to prove he could survive the fire, but he didn't account for 50 Cent's reaction. 50 Cent is a man who built a career on get rich or die trying. But he's also a man who treats his image like a fortress. Being dragged into family business by a 20-year-old was an insult 50 wasn't going to ignore. Usually, 50 would just post a meme and laugh it off, but something about this specific leak hit a nerve. The digital war turned physical when 50 Cent happened to be in Atlanta for a business meeting regarding his G-Unit Film Studios expansion. Rumors suggest that 50 reached out to T.I. to handle his son, but the conversation went south. T.I., caught between defending his wife's honor and his son's reckless behavior, reportedly told 50 to stay out of it. That was the wrong answer. The tension spilled over at a high-end restaurant in Buckhead. Witnesses say 50 Cent's vehicle pulled up just as King Harris was leaving an event. This wasn't a planned meeting. It was a collision course. King, never one to back down, reportedly began filming 50 Cent, taunting him about the video. That's when the clash turned from words to a physical altercation that would eventually lead to the arrival of the Atlanta Police Department. The scene was pure pandemonium. Security guards scrambling, onlookers screaming, and the heavy realization that a joke had just turned into a felony. As the cameras rolled on various smartphones belonging to bystanders, the confrontation between 50 Cent and the Harris entourage reached a breaking point. It's reported that 50 Cent, fueled by a mixture of veteran pride and genuine anger, bypassed King's security to get face-to-face with the young rapper. The dialogue, according to those present, was chilling. 50 didn't yell. He spoke with a low, menacing clarity, telling King that clout chasing has a price that your father can't pay for you. King, fueled by the adrenaline of the moment and perhaps the presence of his own cameras, didn't fold. He allegedly swung a punch that grazed 50's shoulder. That was the point of no return. 50 Cent's security detail moved in, but 50 reportedly waved them off, choosing to handle the situation himself. What followed was a brief but intense scuffle that left several people on the ground. The restaurant's glass doors were shattered, and the shocking clash became a physical reality that left King Harris visibly shaken for the first time in his public life. Within minutes, the sirens of the APD drowned out the shouting. Because 50 Cent was the primary aggressor in the eyes of the initial responding officers, having stepped out of his vehicle to initiate the contact, he was the first to be detained. The image of 50 Cent, arguably the most powerful man in hip-hop television, being leaned against a patrol car in handcuffs, sent shockwaves through the crowd. He wasn't yelling. He looked stoic, almost disappointed, as if he knew the headlines were already being written. But the arrest wasn't just about 50. King Harris was also detained for his role in inciting the violence and for the potential legal ramifications of the revenge porn laws associated with the leaked video. The mom's private video aspect of the story carries heavy legal weight. In Georgia, distributing private or intimate footage without consent is a serious offense. By trying to troll 50 Cent, King had inadvertently walked himself into a courtroom. As 50 was processed, his legal team was already on the phone. The charge? Battery and disorderly conduct. But for King, the charges were more complex. Tiny Harris, the woman at the center of the leak, was reportedly devastated. Sources close to the family say she didn't just feel betrayed by her son, she felt endangered by the fallout. The clash wasn't just a fight between two men. It was the final breaking point of the Harris family unit. The police station was swarmed by paparazzi as the community waited to see who would walk out first. The look on the faces of the legal teams involved said more than any Instagram caption ever could. 50 Cent was processed while King Harris faced a line of questioning that would determine if his social media stunt would result in actual prison time. The transition from a street-side scuffle to a cold, sterile processing room at the precinct changed everything for King Harris. While 50 Cent sat stoically in detention, the digital world was already dissecting every frame of the shocking clash. But behind the closed doors of the Atlanta Police Department, a much darker reality was setting in. This wasn't just about a punch thrown outside a restaurant anymore. The investigation had pivoted toward the origin of the leaked video. Under Georgia law, the distribution of private, non-consensual imagery is a felony, and King was suddenly finding out that clout doesn't provide immunity from the penal code. While King was being questioned, 50 Cent's high-powered legal team was already moving like a well-oiled machine. They weren't just looking for a way to get him out on bail. They were building a case for entrapment and provocation. They argued that King Harris had orchestrated the entire encounter, using the leaked video as bait to lure 50 Cent into a public confrontation for the sake of a viral moment. 50's lead attorney released a brief statement while his client was still being processed, stating that Mr. Jackson was the victim of a targeted ambush by an individual seeking relevance at the expense of others' privacy. This pivot shifted the public narrative almost instantly. The aggressor tag began to slip away from 50, and the instigator label was firmly pinned on King. Back at the Harris estate, the silence was deafening. Sources close to Tiny Harris suggest that the betrayal she felt went beyond the embarrassment of the video itself. It was the realization that her own son had raided her private history, her literal archives, to use as a weapon in a rap beef that didn't even involve him. T.I., usually the first to go on a long-winded Instagram monologue about the culture and family values, was uncharacteristically quiet. The veteran rapper was reportedly stuck in a nightmare scenario. If he defended his son, he was condoning the disrespect toward his wife. If he defended Tiny, he was abandoning his son in his darkest legal hour. This internal fracture was the real, shocking clash that the cameras didn't capture. As the hours ticked by, the details of the private video began to surface through legal leaks. It wasn't just a clip of Tiny and 50 Cent talking. It reportedly showed a moment of financial or personal exchange that contradicted the public image T.I. and Tiny had spent 20 years building. For King, this was the smoking gun that proved his parents weren't the icons they claimed to be. But for the legal system, it was evidence of a crime. The APD began forensic analysis on King's phone, looking for evidence that he had planned the leak specifically to coincide with 50 Cent's arrival in Atlanta. If they could prove premeditation, King wasn't just looking at a misdemeanor for a fight, he was looking at a conspiracy charge. The situation escalated when 50 Cent was finally granted bond. As he walked out of the precinct, draped in a designer jacket with a smirk that only 50 can pull off, he didn't head to his hotel. He headed straight to his social media. In a series of now-deleted posts, he began dropping cryptic hints about the Harris files, suggesting that King wasn't the only one with access to old hard drives. This was 50 Cent in his element, psychological warfare. He was letting the world know that if the Harris family wanted to play the leak game, he had enough ammunition to bury the entire dynasty. The pressure moved from the jailhouse back to the Harris household, where T.I. was forced to make a choice: go to war with a billionaire mogul or force his son to take the fall. The tension reached a boiling point when King Harris was finally released into his father's custody. The footage of their exit from the police station was anything but a happy reunion. T.I. was seen visibly shouting at King before they even reached the car, while King tried to maintain his tough guy persona for the cameras that were still trailing them. The fast-paced lifestyle King had been chasing had finally caught up to him, and the price was his family's reputation. Industry insiders began reporting that major sponsors for the Harris family's various ventures were already pulling out, citing the unstable and toxic nature of the recent events. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's team filed a civil suit for defamation and emotional distress, seeking damages that exceeded $10 million. They weren't just going after King's pocketbook. They were going after the family trust. The message was clear: you don't use 50 Cent's name for a viral moment without paying the ultimate price. As the second day of the saga came to a close, the focus shifted from the arrest to the aftermath. The industry was left wondering if the Harris family could ever recover, or if King had truly become the Trojan horse that destroyed his parents' legacy from the inside out. The stage was set for a courtroom battle that would likely reveal more secrets than the leaked video ever did. The legal machinery didn't slow down once the initial headlines faded. As the third day following the arrest dawned, the focus shifted from the physical clash to the courtroom corridors. 50 Cent, true to his reputation as a calculated businessman, didn't just walk away with his bond papers. His legal team filed an emergency injunction to prevent any further distribution of the private video, effectively putting a digital muzzle on King Harris. The stakes had moved from a street fight to a battle over intellectual property and character assassination. In the heat of the discovery phase, new details emerged about the moments leading up to the arrest. Witnesses inside the Buckhead restaurant claimed that the altercation wasn't a simple case of tough talk. They described a scene where King Harris allegedly used his phone as a weapon, thrusting it into 50 Cent's face while recording, a move that many legal experts are now calling criminal harassment. While 50 Cent faced the initial battery charge, the tide of public opinion began to turn as the full context of the provocation came to light. The narrative that King was standing on business was rapidly being replaced by the reality that he had intentionally ignited a fire he couldn't extinguish. The fallout within the Harris family reached a public breaking point during an emotional, yet brief, Instagram live session hosted by Tiny. Though she didn't address the video's content directly, her exhaustion was palpable. She spoke about the weight of betrayal and how the hardest hits don't come from enemies, but from within your own bloodline. This moment humanized the scandal, moving it away from the rap beef aesthetic and into the realm of a mother mourning the loss of trust in her son. T.I., meanwhile, was reportedly working behind the scenes to reach a gentleman's agreement with 50 Cent to drop the civil suit. But sources say 50 wasn't interested in a settlement. He wanted a precedent. The 50 Cent arrested headline, which initially seemed like a victory for King's clout, had backfired spectacularly. Brands that had previously looked at King Harris as a raw and authentic influencer began scrubbing his name from their rosters. The industry's elite, moguls like Jay-Z and Diddy, reportedly stayed silent, but the message was clear. There are unwritten rules to this game, and King had broken the most sacred one: loyalty to the family structure. The shocking clash had effectively blacklisted the youngest Harris from the very circles he was trying to impress. As the court date for the battery charge approached, the Atlanta District Attorney's Office made a surprising announcement. Based on the CCTV footage from the restaurant and the digital trail of the video leak, they were considering cross-complaints. This meant that while 50 Cent might face a fine for the scuffle, King Harris could be looking at significant community service and mandatory counseling, or worse, if the revenge porn statutes were applied to their fullest extent. The video that was meant to expose the fakes had instead exposed King to the full weight of the Georgia legal system. The closing chapter of this saga remains unwritten in the history books, but the impact is already permanent. 50 Cent eventually saw his charges reduced to a misdemeanor disorderly conduct, which he celebrated by announcing a new documentary series about social media's effect on the legacy of hip-hop icons. King Harris, on the other hand, found himself at a crossroads. The young creator who wanted to be seen as a king found himself without a kingdom, forced to navigate the wreckage of a reputation he destroyed for 3,500 words of script and a few million views. The King Harris leaks saga serves as a haunting reminder of the digital age. Once you hit upload, there is no turning back. Whether the Harris family can bridge the gap created by this betrayal is a question only time will answer. But for now, the streets of Atlanta are quiet, the courtroom is cleared, and the industry is left to wonder who the next king will be to sacrifice everything for a moment in the spotlight. 50 Cent is back in the studio, T.I. is back in the boardroom, and King Harris is left alone with his phone, waiting for a notification that may never come. But now, the real question is for you. Is King Harris just a young creator trying to make a name for himself? Or has he officially crossed a line that no child should ever cross? And what about 50 Cent? Did he take it too far by putting hands on a 20-year-old? Or was this a necessary lesson in a world where clout chasing has gone completely off the rails? The industry is divided, but we want to hear from the real judges, you guys in the comments. Drop a Team 50 or Team Harris below and let us know. Should T.I. have stepped in sooner? Or is King Harris beyond saving at this point? We're going to be hearting the best takes, so get loud in the comment section. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve on every major leak, arrest, and industry clash before they hit the mainstream news, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and join the circle. Don't go anywhere, because if you thought this was wild, you need to check out our deep dive into the previous video title/topic right here on the screen. The drama never sleeps, and neither do we. Thanks for watching, stay locked in, and we'll see you in the next one. We're out.